Hello everyone and welcome back to LSI F1.5 EU Championship. We're today for the finale, the Austrian Grand Prix. This is going to be a good one. Everybody's looking forward to it. The final opportunity to show what they can do. Tom Brainer is the man to watch. He has been the man to watch over a few races. We know the hard work he's been putting in. We know the pace that he's been bringing to the table. And now he's going to try and prove it even further. He tops the times for now. You can see the margins are so close. Into the first corner, we will go with the driver, the Haas driver, sending it on the curb. DRS available. Going to get a bit of a tow from the Aston Martin in front. So that's perfect news from him. Peanuts maybe not really wanting to do that, but they do make a bit of a mistake. Talking about Aston Martin, his teammate, Terence, unfortunately retired early on from qualifying. Not entirely sure what happened there. We did not get to see it. That's the race winner from the Belgian Grand Prix last time around. So such a shame to see them out, but they will be able to come back later on. No higher tier drivers, so they are likely to drop to the very back of the grid. Tom Brainer continues on their lap, their quest to maintain pole position, coming through the second sector, across the sector line. What's it going to be? Up by a tenth. So this will be very valuable improvements. 9 minutes on the clock, still a long way to go. It is going to be wet at the start of the Grand Prix, so this qualifying session is so crucial. He does unfortunately invalidate. He's going to have to do a full lap without being able to go into the pit lane. He would have improved by a tenth, but unfortunately for him, that is going to be it done. Zingy strategy. It's a bit of an interesting one around this circuit.
Oh yeah. As Ogio goes to the front, I'm not too sure about strategy because people are saying multiple things like hard, medium, soft, medium, soft. And I think it all depends again with the driver and what you feel confident with. You can either have the pace at the start of the race and fly away from DRS, or you can conserve it for later on and push towards the end. It's up to yourself, but honestly I would rather have that advantage towards the end, that I'm able to push it with the car with confidence and try and see out the win through the last few laps.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Ogio on pole for now, and he did go and do that by a fair margin. Peanuts and P4.
Sorry, I think my internet just cut out there.
Oh, we got you, don't worry about it. Alright, Peanuts in P4 at the moment. He has set his lap, so that's going to be it for him. Jack Cady is on track. I don't know if they're on a lap though. We'll watch and see if they are. They continue to complete this one so far. It doesn't look like they're far off. They might be able to get a competitive lap time here through the final corner. Across the line, almost losing it. Going to lose a lot from that one. Will they improve? And eventually they will. And they will get to P2, but they've got a lot more in that lap, I can see. There was definitely a ton to get from that one. We've got Grosjean in P7 at the moment. He's on a lap. Good to see Grosjean back. He's had some phenomenal pace when we have seen him on the circuit, but terrible luck, whether that be due to crashes or maybe an unfortunate connection issue which made him run a default setup back early on in the season after having a great qualifying. P9 at the moment it is for him, a 5.0. What can they do as they come around the final corners? Will they keep it within track limits as Tom Brainer failed to do just a few moments ago? Out the final corner they go. DRS available across the line for the Williams driver. What's it going to be? And it's going to be a decent improvement, but only one position gained, very close to P7.
Yeah, I think he could have took a bit more speed at the last corner, maybe just conserving it a bit, saving it all for that last run. As you know, Austria is a very easy track to get track limits on, so Grosjean probably just a bit nervous at the moment, trying his best to get himself up to speed before that last run. You can see the gap between it's P2 to 4. There's about 2 tenths in it. Dave Raptors again topping the time pages as he usually does, the champion of course of the season, and yet again he's showing how good him and that McLaren duo really are, and he's at the top once again.
Yeah, doing a very good job. It's going to be his final race in F1.5 EU as a permanent driver for this season. He'll have to take a season out regardless and see what he can do. Hopefully he can challenge some driver called Zingy at the front next season. That would be good to see. Jeremy up to P6, doing a good job to get a lap finally down. They still have more time to go again. A 4.3 is up there. They just need a small amount more if they want to get to P4, but they're going to need a little bit more if they want to get to the top 3 spots. And that will be, as I said, crucial because we are going to get a wet start to the race. Not entirely sure if it's inters or full wet. I believe it's going to be inters, but we will find out eventually, of course. We'll see how it goes. That is going to be the man into the pit lane, Jeremy. Tom Brainer is once again out. We do have a couple of cars on track. That is Gunter, who is on a lap. No, they're not on a lap. It's Jaromir and JJ also on out laps. But we will stay on board with Tom Brainer. And Zingy, as usual, if I can, could I get you to go through a lap with us, if that is okay, as you are much more knowledgeable than myself.
Well, I don't really know much coordinating around the track, but I can sure try my best. Tom
turn
Brainer.
1 to 2, turn 3, turn 4 to 10.
Well, maybe. We can try that and see how it works. As you see Tom Brainer, he's dragging on the brakes, which helps the car's tyres heat up, coming around the last few corners. Don't invalidate before the start of your lap. That would not only be embarrassing, but that would ruin your run, ruin your tyres, and you're going to feel very demoralised going out for your next run, which Tom Brainer is on his last, as he won't be able to make it. Anyway, through turn 1, it's up to yourself whether you want to touch that curb or not. It's a driver's preference, but he decides not to. He gets a good exit coming down one of the straights at the moment. He's got the DRS activated. You want to preferably ride this curb. Tom Brainer, although he's purple, chooses not to ride the curb, not using all the track. A loss at the back end, and that's probably his lap over.
Such a shame, such a shame. You can see he lifts off the throttle out of frustration. I think he's probably going to try and save the energy to allow it to kind of recoup itself and then have another go at the very final moments, because he will not be able to get in. I mean, he might be able to get in and go back out again, but it would just be a risk that you don't really need to run, of course. And that is Oggy in the pit lane, so it's going to be Larlock to set a lap next. He's come around the final corners to go again. Do we have an AlphaTauri in the lobby? I think we don't.
Sorry?
We don't have an AlphaTauri in the lobby. No, we do. We do have Frantic.
We got Frantic.
Good to see Frantic. There we go. I thought he didn't join, but he did get in the end. Awesome. So, Frantic, can he get a good result? Did he get the podium in Belgium? I can't quite remember. I think he did.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I think he definitely has shown pace pretty much at every single race he's done. He's just never had the best luck in the world sending it through the first corner. We'll go uphill with him to see what he can do, how much he can improve by on his time, because I assume he will be able to improve on this time. It's up by just under 1/10 of a second, so he's going to need a little bit more if he does want to move up further through the grid. As you know, around this circuit, short circuit, the track or the lap time differences are a lot smaller compared to the complete opposite that we went to last weekend, Belgium. So the time that you need to gain is so much smaller, but it's all relative. So that just under 1/10 doesn't seem much, but it is actually quite a lot. Through the final few corners though, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, Frantic, using a lot of the track on exit, trying to open up the corner as quickly as he can, and trying to get as much speed through the car as possible. As he makes a bit of a mistake, touching that curb a bit too much. You want to ride it a little bit, but going over it too much will make the car bottom out, and coming up to the line, it's a bit poor that last sector, and that's really going to put him P8. He's not going to have enough time to get into the pit lane, so he's either going to have to save ERS, or that's his qualifying session done, and P8's the best he can do.
Agonisingly close to Gilly there. That is such a shame. Gilly immediately takes it away though and goes to P5 for his session. That will be that done. Dave Raptors and Oggio, I don't think they're going to be able to get out in time to go again. Oggio's on his way, so he will actually get time, but Dave Raptors, I think he's going to leave it too late, and that will be it for the McLaren driver. So he's going to have to hope that Oggio doesn't find 2/10 in the end of the session. Track evolution should be a thing, so it might actually be possible for him to find.
Well, yeah, you got a lot of people out on track. The evolution is going to be mad, considering how short the track is. And that, well, actually, his Beckham goes pole. Wow, he says a 3.8, displacing Dave Raptors, who's not going to get another lap in. But yeah, as I was saying, it might the whole track's going to improve a lot, but you're not going to gain much out of a lot of improvement, if you understand what I mean, because the track is so short and it's already so grippy from the first two runs. You're not going to gain much, but that might be enough. And Beckham is currently used at his advantage and is on provisional pole at the moment.
Awesome job. Unfortunately, Jeremy does spin on his final run, so that is going to be it done for them. Audio moving out the way of the Aston Martin. That's Peanuts and P7, who is coming around the final corners. Let's watch on board with this man. And then we will switch over to Audio. Of course, the race winner 2 races ago. Now, final corner, we will go. DRS available. What's it going to be for Peanuts? Many pole positions this season. It's going to be P4 in the end. Only just getting into the 3 seconds, which isn't something to scoff about. That will be Gilly out of the session. He will not be going again anyway. Audio will start their lap. We'll watch the timings. We'll watch people cross the line. We've got some Williams. That is actually Jeremy trying to go again and have another lap if he can. Grosjean, P10, a 4.6. I think that's going to be it for them. We've got Alpine across the line. What's it going to be? Is that Bad Monkey? No, it's not. It's Becken to finish their session.
Audio at turn 1, I think he's just clipped the curb. And he's around in his qualifying lap, so P5 will be the best he can do. Obviously, his rookie season, a winner, but you're not going to win races when you're spun around at turn 1, so that's unfortunate for him. He's P5 at the moment, and he's going to let that Alpine go, and that's unfortunate. As I said, Audio showing great pace for the last part of the season. I think that's a common trend with these new drivers. They seem to struggle at the start of the season to get adjusted, and then, is it just me, or do you feel like they get much better over time?
Definitely they do. Experience racing side by side, experience with 1 lap pace, it's all useful. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get, and then the more you'll progress naturally. I think that is actually qualifying finished. I don't believe we're going to get an improvement from Grosjean. I don't think we're going to get an improvement for Jeremy. He's already retired, and we're not going to get an improvement from Audio. So Becken is on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix. Dave Raptors in P2. We've got Jack Cady and Peanuts finishing the 3-second lap time runners. And yet again, another Swedish driver is on pole position. Recently, LSI just can't get enough of it. It's absolutely crazy.
Honestly, I prefer Scottish drivers, but I mean,
Gilly is a Scottish driver himself, of course, running the Scottish flag. He's not actually from Scotland, but he wants to run the flag anyway. I do apologise to butt in on Zingy there, but we did just lose him for a moment. That was a bit of an internet connection. Hopefully he will be back in a minute, but we will of course get the results on our screen, and then we will get into the race. That is Becken on pole position with Dave Raptors in P2 and Jack Cady in P3. We'll skim through the rest of the grid just to have a look, and then we will go through the race director just in case if we need to. Of course, we'll go through the instance section. We'll go for the pit stops anyway, even though you never need to. We'll be back for the race. We'll see you in a bit. Ready, hold, go! Who's gonna get it into turn 1? Jack Cady leaves the session. His AI will continue, and luckily he's not disqualified, but that will be a yellow flag. What a shame for Jack Cady. He's still in the race, so that is a good thing. But a safety car is deployed, and that is a full safety car for the start of the race. It is intermediate conditions. We are going to continue, as we usually do, but we are going to have to quickly invite Jack Cady back into the game. So, obviously, this is how it's going. Intermediate conditions, it's not going to change. We'll quickly be right back, and then we'll get Jack Cady back into the lobby as they try to restart the game as soon as they can. So I apologise for that. It was pretty unfortunate, but welcome to Codemasters. We started the season off like this, and we will finish the season off like this with the safety car bugs. It is such a shame. But at least everybody is in the lobby, unless I unpause and all of a sudden everybody's absolutely ruined. But we'll pray. We should be all good to go. Of course, Jack Cady will drop to the back of the field, but he's still in this. No pit stop needed, no damage needed. He gets a second chance and he'll be able to rejoin in time. Zingy, what would you do in this situation? Probably just stay where you are. There's no point in pitting, right?
Yeah, no, the tyres will have about 2%. Don't tell me Dave Raptors is genuinely going into the pits. Is that legal? Is that legal? I'm not sure.
I think that was legal. If he was going into the pit lane, it was illegal. But he didn't go into the pit lane, and he didn't get to the thicker part of the pit lane entry. So once you get to the thicker part of the pit lane entry, you are screwed. But if you are going into the pit lane regardless, you need to keep 2 wheels within. So yeah. That was a close call from Dave Raptors. We'd need to double check the last season's briefing. Don't know why Dave just drove into the back of the car.
No, it's AI, it's AI.
Okay, fair enough. That's an interesting one. Luckily, no one's got any time penalties. It might just be that the McLaren has damage. Hopefully it doesn't. But anyway, that was a bit of a weird situation. We continue. And then hopefully we can go racing within the next few laps. I'm going to quickly get all the details up on the screen while we do wait. Lovely.
Safety car should be in this lap, I think.
Yeah, should be.
From what I understand.
Green flag, Dave Raptors yet again up the front. They're not going to be leading it this time. Becken will be leading it. He's not a stranger to leading a Grand Prix. He's done it many times. Can he get a win here today to finish off the season? It would be spectacular. And it's always what you want to do as a driver. Finish off the season very strong. You carry that momentum through. It would be phenomenal. Now we're going to try and jump up the order and then go looking backwards towards the rest of the field. The pit lane is coming up for the safety car. Becken's already gone for it, gone as early as he possibly could, and what a restart. That is Zingievsk. He's managed to pull away from the rest of the field immediately, and according to Austria standards, that is a big gap. What a job there from Becken. Dave Raptors could not do anything about it. There's a bit of a gap between Gilly and Ogier as well, so everybody has kind of been caught out on each other there.
Yeah, Becken got a fantastic restart. Dave Raptors only 6 tenths behind still. Thankfully for him, he's still in DRS range. No DRS will be available due to the wet conditions, of course. But he's going to have to make up that ground, and he's got Peanuts right behind him, who's been looking very quick as of recent.
Doing a good job. Everybody coming up the hill. We've got Mercedes, who's going to be side by side. That's Gunter. That's not Grajak. Well, that was Bad Monkey, I think. Further back, they were fighting. Making a mistake is Gunter. That's going to allow JJ to come through. JJ's to the outside line, but he will not win the drag race. He'll win the outbraking maneuver, though, but he's not going to find the space. He will get the door slightly closed on him, and that is fair play indeed. JJ just about stays in front of the Alpine driver, though. Very, very close between those guys. Jack Cady up to P15 already. That is frantic. Going for the move on Jeremy. Can he make it stick, though? That's the question. He will.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Jeremy there as Jarmer looks for the move, and that's going to allow Grajak to go up the inside of the Alfa Romeo. And unintentionally, good teamwork from the Williams drivers. That's both of them up into single digit points. Oh! And he's been punted by Jaromir. Jaromir punted Grajak, and that's him down the order.
Oh, that's such a shame. That is very similar kind of incident that we saw back in Spain at the beginning of the season with Grosjean, of course. It was a final corner and just a bit of a tap. That is such a shame. We've got more battles coming up though. JJ's going to be finding more opportunities to overtake other cars. We got Gunter to the inside. Will the Ferrari try and follow through? I think he's going to try and find some sort of traction on the exit to get both cars in one corner. If he can, it would be a very good job. There's going to be a Mercedes off in the background. Surely that's a yellow. It's just a yellow flag for now. It will not be a safety car, and Jaromir will get away with that one. JJ can't find a way through.
Yeah, it's just he's side by side between Larlick and Ballard coming into the slow, treacherous turn 5 on this track. It's very difficult, especially in the wet, and that's going to be Ballard up into P13. Larlick doesn't seem to be having too much pace at the moment, struggling on the intermediate tyre.
Fair enough indeed. We go back to JJ, who's pretty close. We're actually going to go back to the other Ferrari of Gilly, who is very close to the cars in front. They're at the back of the little train. Becken is running away with it slightly at the moment. DRS obviously isn't available. It's wet conditions anyway, but he is out of that 1 second range at the moment. And then Tom Brainer is the next car to be out of 1 second range. It is only by a small margin. We're not going to see any overtakes because everybody's kind of controlling the pace. Gilly was using some energy to try and have a look, but unfortunately wasn't quite possible. We're going to go back with JJ though, and Jaromir as they switch positions.
Once again, these two battling. Jaromir is down at the P10. He needs to watch not to punt the Ferrari like he did to Grosjean just a few laps ago. And Bad Monkey is going to be looking, hopefully for his sake, for a move, but it doesn't look like he's got the traction.
Not the traction, unfortunately. We do have Gunter and Grosjean switching positions, so can we have a look back at this battle? That is going to be the Mercedes slotting in behind, but immediately coming back to the inside to brake late, and they do get the job done. Will Grosjean be able to get the switch back? I don't think he will. They're both struggling for traction, and they're just going to have to sit where they are. Fair enough indeed. We've got JJ P9. Okay, stop raining. Is anybody going to try and go into the pit lane?
For the most part, it stopped raining. I think it's dissipating a lot. In some parts of the track, it looks so it's completely dried up, but on the main straight, it looks so there still is sun there. So I think with dynamic, there is somewhat localized weather, or is that just me saying things? I'm not so sure.
It's not impossible. I think it's definitely been. I don't know if it's regarding continuous rain or if it's just it dries up more in certain areas of the circuit or not. I think that's maybe more likely the case. We've got P3 very close to the back of the McLaren of Dave Raptors, and Becken is running away. So Peanuts might have a go at making a move here at some point. Gilly is right there, ready to make a move, but they just don't want to do it yet. I think they need to get the move done before it comes to the pit stop stages. And also, Zingy, I'm asking this now, will we be going straight to the hards?
Hard tyres or not, I'm not too sure. People might try and do a 2-stop from here, medium, soft, medium. I think it might actually be more beneficial to go into the softer tyres as you'll get that temperature up much quicker. Gilly, is he going to be looking for a move? No. Will he be looking for a move into the pit lane? No. Perhaps Dave Raptors is, though, coming into the pit lane very early on. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. Jeez, he's struggling to get the car stopped, and he managed to do it nicely just there. What tyres will Dave Raptors go on to? It looks so a set of white-wheeled hard tyres. Or is it mediums? It's hard.
So he's going long. He's going for the severe undercut, but I think that's a bit too early. His tyres are going to cool down a lot with these conditions. It's either going to be perfect or it's going to be completely out of the blue. And Becken, he loses the car. He tapped the wall, and he tapped the wall again. So Dave Raptor's really struggling there, and he might have a bit of front wing damage if he's not careful. That is absolutely tragic. He's going to be slipping and sliding all the way through. Becken now a 2.2 second gap, and he's got Oggio behind Peanuts. These guys are going to be running away with it, I think.
Gunter's going to go for the move on Dave Raptors. Up the inside, look at the traction, it's non-existent for the McLaren driver. Gunter's overtaking the champion Dave Raptor for P15. This is the wrong strategy call at the moment. The hard tyre is clearly not working. I told you, you need to slap on a set of soft tyres, but he's not done that, and now he's in last place, losing the car, hitting the wall once again, taking it at marker board, but Becken is in, so he thinks that it's time for the dry tyres.
Interesting. I don't know if he maybe just doesn't realise the struggles that Dave's having, because, although he's keeping it in a straight line, just It's not fast whatsoever. Surely he has damage. It doesn't seem that he's got damage because he continues to drive. He's hit the wall about 3 or 4 times now. So, yeah, it's not easy whatsoever, drifting the car through the corners. The top guys do go into the pit lane. That unleashes Gilly into P1. And Tom Brainer's not too far away. He thinks it's go time now. He's picked up the pace right here.
Yeah, Jeremy going for a move on Frantic. I think he made a bit of a mistake coming into turn 3. So that's Jeremy up into the podium positions. And if these tyres are anything to go by, it's Grashak making the move on Peanuts on the mediums. So perhaps in general, it's just not time for the dry tyres and people have just bit the bullet too early. And look what's happening. Everyone's losing positions. Becky's now dropped down to P11 at the expense of Terrence. And none of the drivers on the dry tyres are in the points. Dave Raptor's now in the wall. No damage for him, but yeah, I mean, it's not time yet. I thought after Dave Raptor's pit and wasn't getting time, people would realise.
Fastest drivers on the grid, unfortunately losing out. We've got Jeremy and Frantic switching positions as that's Frantic going into the pit lane. So he's going a lap later. I still don't think it's quite the right time. Next lap, I reckon it's going to be possible. Frantic braking as hard as he possibly could, but still did not make it into the pit lane without getting a time penalty. Such a shame for them. That is going to bite them later on. They will probably have to pit again though, so it should be fine. Oggy onto that hard tyre, but he will not be able to get the traction. We're going to have Jeremy going for the move on JJ. JJ's going to get a phenomenal attempt at a switchback here, but I don't think he quite got the traction down, and Jeremy will stay where they are. Brilliant job from him to defend, but they're going to have to try and think of pitting at some point soon.
Yeah, honestly, there's no traction for anyone. You see Dave Raptors in P17 coming for the last corner. He's closer to being lapped than he is to Alkio, so that's saying something. It's just a bad strategy call from McLaren. He didn't have the raw pace to keep up with Beckham initially, and now he's reaping he's not reaping the benefits, he's seeing the consequences of that, and that's being 15 seconds off the next car.
Gilly stays out. He's going to continue, so does Tom Brainer. I don't think it's a bad idea, but you can definitely see that these inters are starting to warm up quite a bit. That's Jeremy into the pit lane. I reckon that is the right call, you know. I reckon that is the right call. The inters start to get very hot at this stage. The slicks are slightly too cold or too damp to get onto, of course, but they will still be warmer in the pit lane than they would be if you ran on a wet circuit. It's just drying up now, so I think maybe Gilly's got it right. Oh! Maybe not.
I think Jeremy's trying to pit for the dry tyres, and he's been put on a new set of inters by accident, so that's Jeremy. Well, that's unfortunate. That's probably Jeremy's chances of doing well gone, considering those circumstances.
That is such a shame. We've got Gilly now leading the Grand Prix legitimately on this tyre. Becken is probably not that far off, you know, actually. We're going to try and quickly get up the details and see the gap to the leader. 20 seconds. I think it needs to be about 16, maybe 18 seconds. Gilly's still not pitting. I don't know if that was the right call. I think he maybe needed to pit this lap.
No, I'm checking the delta at the moment, 20.3.4, so the inters are still faster for the time at the moment. The first person to go into softs is Jaromir. He knows, he's got a lot of experience. This guy, he might not be the youngest on the grid, but he certainly knows what he's doing. Putting on the soft tyres in these damp conditions is going to really make them heat up. And this might give him a chance to get some places in this Grand Prix.
Now, we will go on board with Terence, who is the lead dry tyre runner at the moment, and see what the pace is like compared to the likes of Ballin. Minded with the track limit there, as he went very hard on the entry. Not losing that much time now to the Haas. Got a lot of energy, so can't deploy that, unfortunately. We won't be able to see any DRS gains. Locking up the inside tyres, so having to drive very carefully, but still gaining time. So the slicks are not mega fast, but they are faster at this stage. Gilly has to take that as a cue to pit. Surely they cannot start again. Tom Brainer, I assume, will follow on. There's a big gap between the other guys, but I don't know. Jack Cady's done a good job here. He might actually get the strategy dead on.
Well, it's just been overtaken by Becken around the outside, but yeah, the gap is still around about 20 seconds to Gilly. The longer he can stay on this intermediate tyre, whilst keeping the gap as it is, the better tyres he's obviously going to get, and the more advantage he's going to have throughout this race. I think Gilly's just trying to see it through.
Fair enough. JJ's decided to take this as an opportunity to use the pit box while his teammate isn't, so he will go onto that tyre. Tom Brainer's trying to follow on with Gilly's footsteps. That promotes Becken back to P3, and it will shortly allow him to be to that kind of delta range where you do get into the top spots. That is Jeremy going for the fastest lap. Was that? No, it wasn't Jeremy. Who was it going for the fastest lap? I've completely forgotten who it was.
I have no clue, but however, those dry tyres are starting to work. Gilly is in the lead of the Grand Prix at the moment, of course, but it's not made a stop onto the dry tyres yet. 19.5 is the gap. He could extend one more, and that could drop to 16 seconds, roughly, if the track does dry out a lot. But let's see what he does. The Ferrari driver is going to pull into the pit lane, and that's his cue to get into the dry tyres. He sees the gap going down, and he's going to take that. He's going to take that opportunity to pit, lose the lead of the Grand Prix most definitely, but he's going to have much fresher tyres.
Oh, Tom Brainer followed in, but really made a mess of that pit lane entry, completely screwing that one up. Lost a lot of time from it, unfortunately, but at least he's got through onto the medium tyre. He will go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. He stays as he is. Jeremy, P5. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, they will now go into the pit lane. They did go fastest just a moment ago, so they weren't that bad.
Tom Brainer on the pit exit has hit the wall. It doesn't look like visibly he's got front wing damage, but he might have a little bit of end plate missing. I'm not too sure what happened there, but he just didn't have any traction or grip, and he just went straight on into the wall.
We've got JJ going for the move on Jack Cady as they are now onto the slick tyres, both of them looking for the switchback, but it's very, very close between these guys, almost contact. There might have been a little bit of a push through the corner. DRS available for Cady, but JJ is way too quick in a straight line and he cannot compete. Is that a setup difference or is that just a setup experiment? Not entirely sure. The two Alfa Romeos are now going to be hunting him, and Jaramir's on that soft tyre, so he's going to want to try and get through as soon as possible to make this tyre actually work. You really need to be quick on your toes to get stuff done if you are going to go on an aggressive strategy like that. He can go probably to the end on the medium tyres later on, so it might work out for him, of course. But we'll see.
I was talking about how Gilly, not Gilly, how Dave went onto the hard tyres ages ago and it didn't work. Gilly's now done the same, and because it's a much drier now, he's going to see the benefit of that, and the tyres are going to heat up much quicker than what Dave did. And that's why you will see that Gilly's not losing nearly as much time. It's what Dave was done only a few laps ago.
Brilliant job from him. We've got the top.
Oh! Speaking of, Dave Raptors is round once again.
Ouch. That is not good. We're going to go back to this battle here. We've got JJ, who is incredible in a straight line. Not sure if he's just using energy or not, but one thing for sure is that Jack Cady is using a lot of energy. He's trying to catch up to JJ, but he can't quite do it. So fair play. Ferrari have managed to find their spare 2019 engine and bring it to the final Grand Prix. Slightly illegal, but hey ho. Right. Welcome back to the race, though, as we completely get out of track there. Terence is right behind here. We've got Zingy finding another opportunity of battle somewhere else.
Yeah, Jack Cady made a bit of a mistake coming off the double left, and it looks as though his teammate Jaromir might have a chance again off the last corner, making a bit of a mistake. Jaromir, will he look to the inside? Not in turn 1, but maybe into turn 3. This is a safety car deployed for a Mercedes of Gunter, I believe that is. He smashed his front wing off. That's up into the wall.
That is going to be heartbreaking for Becken because he's been having his cleanest race ever. 6 seconds advantage to the rest of the field, and even lapping the championship winner. Larlock gets a drive-through penalty to disrupt us there. That is such a shame for them. Now, Dave Raptors, he can't pit. He has to stay out. But the thing is, I don't think many other people are going to pit. Becken might give it a shot, actually. Gunter retires in the pit lane.
Becken needs to pit, otherwise Dave Raptors is not going to get his lap back. You can see how frustrated he is behind the leader. This is Becken's chance to either let Dave Raptors back into the race or keep his track position. Obviously, he doesn't know that really if he's going to let him doesn't know. Well, okay, never mind. Beckon's going into the pit lane now, and that means Dave Raptors is going to get his lap back if he can keep on track for once.
Yep,
That into the wall.
Almost. He got pretty frustrated. Finally saw the opportunity, got us sighted, almost ended it. That's going to be the Ferrari of Gilly taking the lead of the Grand Prix on that hard tyre. So he will get a lot of track position from that one. JJ gets a 5 second for speeding. Everybody else is going to be in the pit lane, so Gilly is going to have a disadvantage, but not by much because they are still pretty much on fresh tyres. Zingy, would you have still pitted if you were Gilly?
That's a good question. 2-3 laps on the hard tyres isn't going to be much wear around this track, so maybe that's a good move from Gilly, as he'll find the benefits later on, of course, being on the harder tyre, but he still has a bit of wear on them, so it might be a bit difficult for the time being.
Cool. Alright, sorry for the issues just a moment ago. I didn't realise we were on the incorrect scene. Everything is kind of sort itself, but as you can see on our screens right now, Dave Raptors is having another issue. So those tyres are really pretty down at the moment. They've really struggled. They've been used for a while and they've had a couple of spins, so he's going to have to try his best to catch up to the safety car, then go for a pit stop and hope the safety car doesn't come in. But if he keeps making these mistakes, he ain't going to catch up in time and he's going to miss out on the race restart.
Yeah, Dave, he's spun at least 3-4 times today, and it might not be the last of it. You can see how unstable the car really is if you just go on board, losing the back end once again. And although he's on like hards and he could go to the end, the issue is everyone's on newer tyres, and on much newer tyres in fact, though exceptions of course being, well, actually no one. He's on 9 lap old tyres compared to the next oldest is Gilly on 4 lap old, so Dave Raptors will be struggling for the rest of this race if he doesn't hurry up.
Gotta do it. He's done a phenomenal job this season, and it would be such a shame to see him have a stinker of a race to finish it off. But you know what? P last to P first. He's done it many times this season before, so I will not doubt it. He can definitely do a good job. Did he get pole? No, he didn't get pole. He got P2, so he's still got pretty good pace. He just needs to get fresh tyres. That's what he needs. Needs to reset. He'll be good to go. He's absolutely fine. Becken, P2, medium tyre. Zingy, will that take him to the end, or is Gilly still going to be advantageous here? Is Tom Brainer going to be on the best strategy right here?
Well, you obviously will see P not Becken initially probably just swarm Gilly and get into the lead by a few seconds. You'll see round about, I want to say lap 25, 26, that advantage swing in the Ferrari's favour, and then from then on it's going to be a slow, gradual decrease in the gap towards the end of the Grand Prix. I'm unsure who's going to win. It could be going the way of the Alpine and Aston Martin. However, Gilly is experienced in this championship and he has done very well before, a couple of P2s a couple of seasons ago, and he knows what to do in these situations, and I think he could be fine for some good points.
While we wait for Dave Raptors to catch up, could you please explain to us what DRS train has effect-wise on strategy? How does it change tyre life, tyre pace, when you need to pit, etc.?
Well, first of all, in DRS trains, your tyres are going to get hotter when you're the car behind, of course, from that turbulent air. Your engine's going to get hotter as you're running in the turbulent air. I'm going to mention that a lot. And because the tyres are so hot, the wear is going to be much more increased. And that might see people doing undercuts to try and get that track position. So when they do have the track position, they're the ones saving tyres compared to the people behind them. However, when you're at the back, when you're second in that DRS train, you want to hold that until the last few laps and then make that move for the lead. Not only so your tyres cool down, your engine cools down, but you have the chance to win the Grand Prix. So it's very difficult to gauge where you actually are in a DRS train because you don't know where everyone is in comparison to yourself. But the best thing you can do is save battery, save tyres, and just hope that everyone's using more than you are.
We will be going racing once again on lap 19 out of 36. Dave Raptors catches up enough. Gilly will be leading the restart for the first time in a while. Becken will be sat in P2. to react. He's been doing a lot of reacting and restarting recently, so this is the man to try and beat. Doing a phenomenal job last time, just a few laps ago, of course, on the race start. And then Peanuts is going to be right behind them, so these guys are going to be communicating with one another. Not going to be easy for the Ferrari driver. He's got to really use his brain, see who he fights, choose who he fights, choose who he doesn't fight. He might just want to let both medium tyre runners go. Safety car into the pit lane now. He can go at any point. Still not deciding to go just yet. When will he straighten up that car and put the throttle down? Waiting to the last minute. Surely he's got to go for it. He's still waiting. Everybody's so close, and he's gone for it now. And what a reaction there from Gilly. And Becken will not be able to benefit from that one. Side by side with many cars further behind in the grid.
Yeah, it looks as though Balance going for the move on the Williams of Jeremy into turn 1. Balance not made that move stick, and now he's going to be under pressure from the Alfa Romeo of Jaromir. He's not going to be using battery much. And that looks so Balance going to keep P8 looking up ahead. Nothing's changing at the moment. Becken getting very close to Gilly. Nothing happening further back as we see Dave Raptors already up into P13. A bit of front wing damage for, I think that's Grosjean. That's so unlucky. Never mind, it's not Grosjean. I don't know who it is, but someone's got damage. Grosjean accidentally pushed Dave Raptors off the track. And on that medium tyre, he's absolutely flying. Grosjean sends it up the inside. I'm not sure what happened there. A bit of a lag. And that's Dave Raptors now up into P11. 1 place off the points already, and it's not even been 4 corners.
Very interesting. I think we probably were plagued by internet issues there. We've got Jaromir to the inside line of the Haas of Balint, and he's going to try and get a better exit, but getting a better exit will be frantic to make it 3 wide. That's never going to work, and unfortunately the Haas driver will go into the wall. He was sandwiched. Frantic got through in the end. He now does have 2 cars right behind him though, and no DRS up in front.
Yellow using a bunch of his battery to stay ahead at the moment. Becken, on the other hand, is just being able to use that slipstream. Look how effective it is. No battery required for the Alpine driver, diving down the inside into turn 3. He's going to give Gilly a lot of space, and that's going to allow Peanuts to slip up the inside. On the traction, it looks so Gilly's got similar to Peanuts as he had the outside line, using the slipstream of the Alpine. Coming into turn 4 now, is he going to keep the move? It looks as though Becken and Peanuts have both made their way through up into P1 and 2.
Lovely job indeed. We also had Dave Raptors making a move on Jaromir. Was that? Maybe not, but we'll see him now attempt the move on Frantic. Going to be way too wide. Frantic will stay in front. And there's going to be no questions about that one. We've got a long train, P1 to P7. Frantic then is the next car. They're on the medium tyre, so they should be catching the cars in front. That's going to be another yellow, a virtual safety car, and this time it will be for Grosjean, who has spun at turn 8.
Yeah, I mean, look at Dave Raptors already. As soon as he gets into this race, he's got the opportunity, he's going to take it, and now he's up into P9. Gilly actually didn't lose as much time as I would have thought on that lap, and Tom Brainer, with the newer hard tyres, is doing very well to keep with that train.
Doing a good job. Becken will lead the way, and if he can get a good restart, he is going to be having yet again the gap that he had from earlier on. Gilly, if he can get a good restart, then he will save himself from the cars behind, although they are on a similar tyre, slightly different age. He should be virtually on the same pace. Sorry for the pun, virtual safety car. But yeah, the top 2, they're going to be able to work together, or if not work together, just not bother each other. They'll be able to break away, and the question is, will the gap that they make be enough to prevent the cars in front from catching up later? Gilly gets a perfect restart compared to Peanuts. That is a phenomenal job. Both of the medium tyre runners really struggled on the restart there, whereas Gilly absolutely nabbed it, and he is nice and close, going to be able to be dragged along for a bit longer. And the question is, if the medium tyre runners do break away, if they can actually do it, will the cars behind it on the hard tyres fight, or are they going to try and work together and then come back later? Because they do need to work together, but it's just whether they both have that same thought process or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Tom Brainer doesn't look like he wants to be stuck behind that Ferrari any longer. Down into turn 3. Up the inside of Gilly. It looks as though Gilly's going to get the better run, but it has a bit of a swalper on the exit, and that's going to allow Tom Brainer the Haas driver has been doing so well lately, making a great move up into P3, and now he's going to be battling the top two with a bit of fresher tyres than what the Ferrari does.
Does a very, very good job. Well done indeed. Tom Brainer, now P3, lead hard tyre runner, fresher hard tyres compared to Gilly. This could be the winning opportunity here, but I don't know. I think it's going to be really tough to fight against a set of medium tyres at this stage of the Grand Prix. These guys really do have to think about it and be very clever. They need to break away now and then just work together for the rest of the race. That is another track extension there for Beckham, so he can't do that again, otherwise he is going to be in trouble. And that is what has helped Peanuts, his teammate, or his fellow countryman I should say, so many times this season. He gets penalties and Peanuts just goes through to make that move at the very end. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've got the two Ferraris very, very close, but also Gilly looking close to the back of Tom Brainer.
Yeah, I think these two Ferrari boys are going to be communicating nothing silly here, unlike real life. They understand the situation that they're both in, JJ on the hard tyres as well as his teammate. It's going to be a waiting game for at least until lap 27 now because of the safety car and virtual safety cars. And now it's going to be, they're just going to have to wait. As I say, it's going to be very patient because those medium tyre runners will have the advantage for a good 3, 4, maybe 5 more laps, and then they'll have about 8, 9 laps to try and hunt them down, and it should be enough.
That is Jaromir getting in front of Frantic. Maybe not the best way to get past, but he did get past. He's now very close to the back of Dave Raptors. They're all on the softer compound of tyre. We've got a battle with, is that Grajak and Bad Monkey, as that is going to be Monkey getting in front momentarily. Grajak tried to get the switchback, delayed a little bit as he got blocked slightly by the Alpine, comes back again with the energy, leaves the space on the outside. They're going side by side. This was phenomenal racing. He gets in front, but he's going to get a challenge again.
Yeah, as we see Olgil and Frantic side by side, Olgil's going to get so much speed that he's going to go down the inside of Jaromir into turn 3. Will he get the car stopped? A bit of locking on the rear end, and Frantic's now going to look for the move on Jaromir. It doesn't look like he's got it though. Jaromir managed to get the traction down very well. And that's Dave Raptors into P8, Olgil 9th, and Jaromir still clinging on to points, but not for much longer if he's not careful.
Yep, it's going to be a really, really tough one. Very, very hard to fight against. Dave Raptors should be the clear winner here. He is ahead. He's got no dirty air. He is still going to get challenged though, and it's going to be side by side through turns 7 and 8, which is always a crucial place to go racing. It can end your Grand Prix very, very easily. They fan out, they single file into the final 2 corners, and they will continue for the next lap. Another track extension. Got to be careful with that kind of stuff, you guys. You will ruin your race. A big mistake there for Dave Raptors. Was that tactical? Doesn't care about it. Jaromir, he's going to the inside line. I think Ogio and Dave Raptors are probably loving that, to be honest. On the exit, it's so close. There's going to be contact. There's going to be a crash. No one's got damage somehow, but that was always going to happen if you try and go side by side, almost 3 wide into the first corner.
Yeah, there was good racing up until that point. The guys try to be optimistic. They try to be optimistic going into 1, and that's what happens sometimes. You just have a bit of a collision. They're falling back by about 8 seconds with the overheating tyres. I think that's that battle for the most part over. Jaromir, who was looking vulnerable, is now back up into P8. So how the tables have turned over the last few laps, just by keeping it clean, it really shows here in Austria, because this track is very difficult to keep it clean on, of course.
On entry to turn 1, he came into the corner looking like he was going to be at the biggest disadvantage without DRS and everybody else going to be swarming him. But in the end, he managed to come out in front, and I don't understand, but he's got it done. Fair play. We're going to go back to the top 3 at the moment. I say the top 3 because Tom Brainer is the one to watch, of course. He was just a moment ago very close to the top 2. The top 2 are going to have to switch, otherwise they're going to be attacked by the harder tyre runners. So this is an interesting situation that they're in. They're doing what they need to, but they're not breaking away enough. So they're doing what they need to, but not to make it an easy run, or easier run than it should be.
Yeah, of course. As we see, Dave Raptors and Jaromir both going off the track as Dave tried to make the move and outbroke himself. Jaromir just following off the road there. A bit comedic there. But that's Dave Raptors finally up in the P7, and now that should be easily his chance to pull away and catch up to this group. I don't know if he'll be able to with the struggles he's had with the tyres, but there's always that opportunity towards the end of the race.
Dave Raptors has an issue. What happened there?
I don't actually know. Perhaps bedtime? I don't know.
Interesting. I don't know if that was... Okay, Dave Raptors down to P12. He's going to have to try and make another comeback with less than 10 laps to go, or just about 10 laps to go of the Grand Prix. Let's see how far he can get into the points, if he can get into the points. We're going to go back with the top guys, though, as JJ and Gilly switch positions. Is this going to be a look at a Ferrari trying to make a bit of a hole in the cars in front? We've got Tom Brainer so close to the top two, just still can't find a way just yet.
Yeah, you see the Ferrari to switch because obviously JJ is on that 3-lap Ferrari tyre. He's on the same lap tyre as Tom Brainer. He's got that 5 seconds. Perhaps it's some BS reason he's got it, but for the moment he's going to be looking ahead. He's not going to be worrying about that penalty, and if he can report that later on, he will. But for now, he's got to look at that Haas of Tom Brainer and try and find a way to overtake him. He has so much battery, that Haas driver, not having to use it, as he's been just stuck in this DRS stream for the best part of like 7 laps now. So yeah, he's going to have to just wait for that move, as I said. And now the hard tyre should be coming into their own somewhat. It's lap 28, and I think we will start to see that tide turning very soon.
The pressure is on and the sweats are coming out. It's a circuit that definitely brings this kind of situation upon us. That is going to be Becken into the lead. Very well communicated between those guys. Perfect braking point from Peanuts to not collide with P1. Tom Brainer, though, is very, very close. He still decides to not go for the move. I reckon he could have probably charged his way through and caught the napping there. That would have been him into P2. It's still a long way to go to be able to defend all the way to the end, so he's probably trying to relax just a bit more before he actually gives it a shot. There's a lot to lose here. You only get one more opportunity this season, so you've got to make it count.
Yeah, we've seen previously that Tom Brainer is susceptible to pressure when you put him under it, and he's made some mistakes that has cost him podiums, if not wins, this season. So he knows this is his last chance, and well, in this season at least, to get that win and round off the season excellently. The two Ferrari drivers falling back just a little bit. It looks like the battery situation is a bit dire for both drivers, but all it takes is someone going side by side once here, and that allows someone like the Ferraris to take advantage, and they could get into the leads just by sheer luck. Who knows?
It's very possible. It's possible. Alrighty, that is still a top 5 train. This is some sort of spectacle. We love to see it. Once again, no attempt here from Tom Brainer to go into the lead of the Grand Prix. Still just relaxing a bit. I think within the next couple of laps, he's probably going to try and get it done. Time penalty wise, not looking too bad for the grid, I'd say. I know we've got a few people that do have time penalties, but regarding Austria, it isn't that bad of a situation. JJ, of course, is going to be in a bit of trouble, and they might have to switch with their teammate later on if they are slowing Gilly down, of course, but for now I think they should be okay. I will have to quickly mention, though, Jack Cady, I know he's not close to anyone in front or behind, but P6 from the issues that he's had today, fair play. He was P17 at the start of this Grand Prix, and now he's P6 running perfectly fine.
As we see a switch up for the lead of the Grand Prix once again, Becken and Peanuts working together. Tom Brainer looks awfully close, and he's going to go for a move, a bit of a moving in the braking zone from Becken. I don't know why he was trying to cover it off at the last minute. No wonder Tom Brainer got a bit spooked there. No, can't really blame him there. As they're side by side now, it looks as though he's going to be using the rest of his battery. He's going to defend to the inside and almost try and make a move on Peanuts, but obviously they're communicating and they don't want to actually overtake each other, and they just want to defend from the car behind. So yeah, a bit unfortunate, but I think Becken could have done more there to prevent that incident from happening.
That was a close call. It is how it goes around Austria. The stakes are high. The margins are even tighter than you would usually get. Running stiff suspension usually as well to really get that response, so it's easy to lose the car. Over track limits there, Tom Brainer may be getting a bit distracted and frustrated of what just happened. That allows JJ to catch up a little bit, and he's just got to make sure that he tries to relax and not let that bring him down a bit. And it is still more battles up front. You've got a switch up yet again between these guys. Becken will go into the lead, and Tom Brainer this time not going to go for the move.
Yeah, he doesn't want to risk what just happened last lap happening again. Coming off the exit, he's going to be using that battery down the straight. It looks as though the DRS is too powerful at the moment for Aston Martin. But is he going to find a move around the outside? No, because he's going to get boxed in. He really needs to think about what ETI is going to do. He knows that everything's against him at this moment in time, and so he just can't do anything to get past. He's running out of battery, he's running out of time, and perhaps he's panicking. I think he's pulled the trigger a bit too early, Aaron, here, because the hard tyres are going to get much better from now on. Like, you may as well go for it on lap 33, 34. They might be a bit more prepared then, but your tyres will be much faster.
Definitely, that is a possibility. I think he spotted an opportunity as...
Oh no!
Oh, that is unfortunately a time penalty for Tom Brainer at the final few corners of the last lap. That is such a shame. Hopefully he can still get a good result, but that is going to make him struggle a lot right here. That is such a shame. The top two are now going to still be fighting. They could get penalties shortly. We will see. Tom Brainer's still not going to give up on this one, I'm sure. He wants to give it a shot, a bit of a tap as he misjudges the speed the cars will be taking. And JJ now finds an opportunity. He's racing for position with Tom Brainer regarding time penalties. So this is a perfect opportunity for JJ, and he's going to be executing on it. Tom Brainer has a quick look to the inside, doesn't quite get the job done. What I wanted to say earlier on. Oh, no. What a shame. JJ spins, and that is going to now cause Tom Brainer to lose out big time. JJ loses out to Jack Cady, and also Yam is probably going to catch up with his tyres being a lot hotter. What a shame. P4 for Tom Brainer at the moment. He is actually in pretty much the same position as he would have been in regarding time penalties.
BSC.
But it's a virtual safety car.
I don't know why. Maybe a delayed reaction to all those spins and crashes and stuff like that. But that allows Gilly to be put up into P3. Everyone's going to get a reset in ERS, DRS. But look at the gap between P1 and 2 of Beck and Peanuts. It seems to exponentially have grown from this VSC. I'm not sure why. Perhaps the Delta's just being a bit funky, as you can see him closing up. This is going to allow Gilly to really think we're reset. And he's going to just go for it. He needs to. He needs to use all that battery. He uses all the pace he's got left in the car. I don't know what else he can do, really, rather than just go 100%. You've got to just go for it. He's not got any penalties. He's got the better tyres. And with that legal engine that you were talking about earlier on, surely he's got the pace.
This man right here, he has won a few races in his time, and he has won a few of them being the finale of the season. That is Gilly, and he can do it again. He has the tyres. He's got to hope that the top two fight it out a little bit, because he'll be able to catch up. He's got a lot of energy as well, and he's been relaxing for the last few laps, but he does need to get a good restart, and getting a good restart is Becken, who will go for the move on the inside. These guys are now at war all of a sudden. They've got a gap between themselves and the cars behind, so they can fight fully. Right here, this is perfect news for Gilly. He still has to focus, and he's going to be within DRS range, so Gilly is going to be in a perfect opportunity to win this Grand Prix. He cannot bottle it now, though.
Yeah, he didn't actually get DRS. I don't think he got it at the detection point, unfortunately for him, but he should get it coming into turn 3. These guys are going side by side. They're going to be costing each other so much time. Becken goes very, very wide, tries to get the traction down on exit. It looks as though he can't get it at the moment. It looks as though Peanut actually got the DRS, which is really unfortunate for Becken, as now he's going to be able to save a little bit more battery than what the Alpine driver would have. So this is going to allow Gilly as well to get up the field. As we see Red Bull, I think, I don't have no idea who that is, just sitting on the sand, just having a bit of fun. But anyway, back to this battle. It's only 2 laps to go after this one, so this is it. This is the last few laps of the race, Aaron. This is it, really.
No matter what happens, if somebody crashes, the safety car will not be deployed, as Jeremy unfortunately is out. It does not make a difference, though. Peanuts P1, Becken P2, and Gilly P3. These are your race leaders. This will be the top 3. They will be the ones who try and win the race. We'll see. I'm absolutely bottling that one. Lap 35 out of 36. We haven't got long to go in this Grand Prix. The top 2 are going to be fighting fully. They will be on exactly the same tyre situation, and Gilly almost going into the back of the car in front as these guys break a lot different to him. The tyres are wearing out a lot, so maybe just getting caught out, and that's going to cause him to use a bit more energy. That is not what he wants to do. These guys are still fighting in front, so he can catch up, but he needs to save this energy for the final lap if he wants to actually go for this win.
Yeah, the two at the front have a lot more battery than Gilly does as well, so he's an outsider, but say these two make contact on the last lap, how dramatic would that be? Coming through the last few corners for the penultimate time, those hard tyres seem to really be switching on for the Ferrari driver, Tom Brainer. Unfortunately, had that incident earlier on, he had the pace, but he just made the mistake, and now coming onto the last lap, this is it. One last opportunity for them to have a battle, hopefully a clean one, and let's see who wins this race.
Becken leads the final lap to begin with. Peanuts has the DRS advantage. Gilly is a spectator for the minute. Will the top two, will the countrymen, will the friends fall out? He tries to break the toe. The Aston Martin is still going to come up, but he's not going to be close enough. He's going to have to wait for turn 4. This will be his best opportunity to go for a move. He's got a lot of battery. I'm sure the Alpine does as well. He's going to be able to have a bit of a sniff of an opportunity into the braking zone. The door is open just a little bit, but unfortunately it's not going to work out for the Aston Martin. That will be Becken holding on. Gilly will not be there to take the opportunity. What a shame. What a shame indeed. Becken, he doesn't need to do anything else. He just needs to drive the car and he will be absolutely fine. I gotta tell you something, he deserves this fully. What a man. He's driven perfectly today and he's gonna get what he wants to finish off the season. Becken wins the Austrian Grand Prix and Peanuts in P2, Gilly in P3. What a result to finish off the season. Tom Brainer will get P4. That is still phenomenal points. Regarding the luck that he's had this season. You should be proud of that, my friend. Jack Cady, that is a great result. Jaromir as well, and Terence to get up from not qualifying, that is a very good job. JJ fighting hard with Oggio, he will come out on top at the very end, and Frantic will score points at the end of this Grand Prix.
The Raptors pretending to do donuts is in reality is actually spinning the car, struggling to get the car in a straight line like he has not been doing this whole race. And yeah, I mean, that's one way to end off a championship.
Fair
play. May get in a little bit of trouble for that though.
Well, Dave Raptors, it doesn't matter in the end, you have won the championship. You should be happy. Let's just hope that he can get the car on the right way round, and then, of course, finish the Grand Prix and he'll be good to go. Well done, Dave. Thank you very much for the season we've had. It's been epic, lots of entertainment, and we'll see you next season. Very, very good job. We'll get a little bit of trouble for that, but I don't think he cares. But well done to everybody that has got a good result today. That was epic, and I can't wait to see how next season goes in 2024. We'll get the results on the screen, and then we will go to the post-race interviews for the final time. What a season. What a season. Subscribers count as well. It's been absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for the support. We do appreciate it here. And yeah, here we go. Final time for the standings. Becken is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Peanuts in P2 and Gilly in P3. That is Tom Brainer, Jack Cady, Jaromir, Terence, JJ, Oggio, Frantic, My Bad Monkey, Balint, Lalek, Dave Raptors. Jeremy will be classed as finished, and then DNFing was Grajak and Gunter in the end. We'll go through the race director, we will go through the instance section, and we will go through the pit stop section to finish off, just getting the instance, then we'll go through the pit stops, and then one final skim at the results, just to double check that we've got everything, of course, and then we will, of course, go into the post-race interviews. Thank you very much for waiting. What a race, what a race. The top three split by less than a second. We'll see you in a bit for the post-race interviews.
They're still fast.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the post-race interviews. We're here today for the Austrian Grand Prix. Gilly, we start with you. That was so close to winning the final race of the season, as seems to be traditions that you've done on 2 occasions in the past. Still a podium, are you happy with that, or are you really looking for that win?
Happy with it, but I think I could have done better because I was an idiot with my setup and saw the wet and thought, let's up my wings by like too much. So I was just getting a bit bullied on the straights, but yeah, without that setup the wet might have gone different, so not too sad.
Fair enough.
I'll take it.
Fair enough. I mean, you did a very good job, and thank you for the entertainment. Today it was very good. Very intense to see at the end. Did you have any doubt that strategy maybe wasn't the way to go?
As you know, I had full confidence in myself. As I was going to start on the softs to annoy Nifo, but yeah, I saved a set, but didn't end up using it. We should have done it in the rain, but the game didn't let me.
Fair enough. It's a shame, but yeah, anyway, GG, thank you very much, Gilly, this season. It's been a pleasure. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
I got overtaken.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today. Thank you very much. Great season. And we move on to Jaromir. Jaromir, that wasn't too bad at all. Alfa Romeo doing a good job today. Can you take us through that one?
It was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was pretty good.
I don't know. I just drove. I had a setup from doing PSL with this, so I decided today, fuck it, I'll drive this one because yeah, I like these races. And race was not bad. He took a couple penalties and I was close to gap to him as well, but we did P5 and P6, which is very nice. There was a lot of mayhem though.
Yeah, fair enough. It's Austria, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And I was very pleased with me gauging the rain right, because I recently had a rain race where I miscalculated that or misgauged. I got it right this time, so we're learning.
Yeah, fair play. Well done, Jaromir. It's great to see you further up there, and thank you very much for the raid. Thank you very much for some incredible battling. I don't know how you managed to come out on top when you went into turn 1 with many cars around you, but you did it. It was pretty impressive. And one last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
This was fun.
Thank you very much.
I had fun.
We'll see you soon. Thank you very much, and have a good one.
Thanks for having me, man. This season was a good season.
Thank you. All right, we move on to Oggio. Oggio, that was tough. Not where you wanted to be, but you still had a lot of racing to get done. Can you take us through that one?
Yeah, I kind of messed up quali. Well, there's no spun on my last lap, and the race was a bit messy. I messed up the strategy with the rain, which wasn't optimal, but it was fun until I get taken out by Dave, and it just ruined my whole race and my morale. So yeah.
Not a way you want to finish the season. It is a shame. Do you think you can still have good momentum going into the next season? Do you think you can challenge for the title?
I don't think I can challenge for the title, and right now I don't have good momentum, so might not be good momentum in next season as well.
Do you think you can still go for wins though?
Maybe 1 if I'm lucky, and
all right, we'll say multiple wins then. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the positives. Thank you very much, Oggio, and I'm sure it will be absolutely fine. We know that you can do well, and we'll see it in time. Don't worry, it will get there. You'll be absolutely fine. Thank you very much, Oggio. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Why race that hard?
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort. And we move on to Peanuts. Peanuts, that was a hell of a race. Very intense at the end. You had a car behind and in front of you to try and get through. Didn't quite get there in the end. Did you misjudge the ERS?
Not really. I just played it incorrectly. I should have probably been more aggressive earlier. I just didn't really think about, like, I was just trying to get the 1-2, not gonna lie. I didn't really fully care where I was gonna place. No, that is a lie. I really want to be my friend, but it happens.
Tried to stay humble, but the truth got out eventually. Yeah, fair play. I mean, it wasn't easy whatsoever, so you gave it your best shot, and you've already got a few wins this season, so you need to give somebody else a chance. Thank you very much.
I mean, I think that's Dave Raptor's job to give somebody else.
That's true. That is true. I am interested to see that you thought you should have pulled the pin earlier. So fair enough. At least you knew what you did wrong, and you can take it into the next season. Do you think you're going to be able to go for the championship next season?
I'm just saying, if I don't win it, at least Sweden is going to take it home.
Fair enough. I mean, you've got a pretty high chance for Sweden to try and win it. There's 3 drivers on the grid, which is going to be strong. Thank you very much, Peanuts. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Boring podium.
Thank you very much. At least it was a hard, well-deserved podium this time. You know, you can't put yourself down. Thank you very much, and yeah, see you next time. We move on to Terence. Terence, that was not bad whatsoever. Of course, not quite as good as Belgium, but down at the back, no qualifying, all the way up the order. Are you going to be happy with that one, or do you want more?
Yeah, I'm pleased with that one because it's very difficult, and it is pretty difficult to hand on the situation that from Inters to dry.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself my adaptability is quite worse than what I thought, so maybe I need to practice more.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, at least you know that what you've done wrong, like Peanuts said, they know what they've done wrong. That is going to be very good knowledge to take into the next season. Do you think you can go for more wins next season?
Maybe I can looking forward to 2 wins, maybe. Yeah.
You could definitely do it. You can definitely do it. You've shown pace. It's there. Thank you very much, Terence. It's been a pleasure this season. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Good recovery drive? Yeah.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today. Awesome, awesome job.
Okay.
And we move on to Tom Brainer. Tom, that was such a shame. Regardless, I know it's not what you want. You still got a P4, which is a great result, points-wise. Can you try and find a positive from that one, even though it was looking like a battle for the win?
Yeah, I can say that I've got the pace. First of all, I need to get more consistent in the rain because I struggled a lot today, even though I train on it. Got the problems when it got drier. Lost a bit of time to Gilly, and then in the stop, I just lost my end plate on the medium directly. The pace wasn't so bad with the broken front wing, but when the safety car came, I thought I can go safe and change my front wing, so I got behind Peanuts, which is probably the thing chance for P1, especially with the fighting with Beacon and the mistake from JJ.
Yeah. It was a shame. It was a real shame. But you have to be proud of the progress that you've made. P4 is nothing to be disappointed with. Awesome points. You managed to get a very, very good result to finish off the season. You looking forward to next season? Do you think you can really give a title challenge a shot? Do you think you can finally get your first win and maybe even more than one?
I would say I've shown some good pace in a lot of the races. Just need to get my consistency up a bit, and then I would say we challenge Sweden and take the title to Germany.
I'd like to see it. Can we get maybe Flexard in the same team? That would be awesome. Thank you very much, Tom. That's been awesome. A great interview to finish off the season for you. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Moving under braking.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort. And we move on to Dave Raptors to finish off the interviews. Dave Raptors, can we hear you? Or is there still an issue with your microphone?
Yeah.
There we can. We can. Awesome. Well, I mean, a crazy race. Up and down. Lapped. Unlapped. Fighting into the points. And then unfortunately it didn't go quite the way you wanted. But regardless, you are the champion. I'm going to ask you to describe your race. And then quickly have a word for the whole season. If that's okay. So take it away.
Yeah, cool. I mean, today obviously wasn't the greatest of races, and you know this kind of thing does happen to anyone, no matter who it is, and that just happened today. But I mean, in terms of my race, I think it wasn't in terms of pace I was slow. I just didn't play the strategy at all correctly. I mean, in qualifying, I thought I was going to be on pole with 1 lap, and I ended up being P2, and then boxed very early on when I thought the track was drying, and just didn't have any grip in the wet conditions on dry tyres. And then when I was coming through the field after the safety car, I got a little bit of damage again on the safety car restart, unfortunately. And then just a little bit messy towards the end. I need to take a look at a couple of little knocks from my side, but it's something. It just happens sometimes, and I've just got to get on with it, honestly. And you know, just look ahead really now into next season.
Yeah, fair enough. Personally, you've always got to try and move on, even if it's been a absolutely atrocious race. But regardless, it has been a pleasure this season. This season, you are doing a very good job and getting redemption from all the past seasons that you've had struggles with. Can you take us, or just say a few words, if it's at all possible, of course, with the battles that you've had this season? Did you expect to win going into the first race?
To be honest, wasn't thinking I was going to be one of the top drivers coming into the first race. And even after the first couple of rounds, I could see there was a real title challenge, definitely from Devon. And I think it was quite tight for the first couple of rounds. I was marginally winning a couple of races, and I thought that I would drop off towards the end of the season, as some of the tracks towards the end of the season weren't going to favour me. But I just I think I just felt more and more confident as the season went on, and then kind of just clinched it towards the last couple of rounds. I mean, I think again, you know, I think really big congratulations to everyone. I mean, Peanuts, Beck and Oggio, all them lot that really did put up a good fight all the way through the season, still kept me on my toes no matter what the championship looked like. And yeah, it was definitely a brilliant championship, and I think it is my last year, isn't it, as well, due to me winning. So am I going up to Tier 1 next season? I'm just going to say, instead of 3 words, I'm going to say I've just thank you to all the organisation and cooperation it's been for the last year and a bit when I've been here in Tier 1.5, and I'm definitely looking forward to Tier 1 into next season. So thanks a lot to all the staff team.
Hold on a minute, I was muted, I do apologise. Thank you very much to Dave Raptors, of course I should say, sorry about that. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you in 2024. We might get a stream in between the new year and now. We'll have to wait and see, not entirely sure. But anyway, I will say thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much to the drivers. Thank you very much to the viewers for watching, for supporting. We've got a lot of progress to make, but we've made a massive amount of progress this season as well. So we will come back stronger. Thank you very much to all the staff. Thank you very much to Igor, Pursuin, Nifo, and Dave Raptors. I haven't mentioned everyone. And also, of course, thank you to the one and only Zingy for helping me in the commentary box this season. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. We will see you next time. Goodbye.